Hi there. This lecture is going to cover marketing research and provide a brief overview of many of the key concepts that you would have learned had you already taken marketing research and analysis at Texas Tech University. I do have several lectures on this from whenever I taught marketing research and analysis. So if you'd like to have a much deeper dive, I encourage you to either take the course at Texas Tech or go to my playlist for marketing research, and that will give you a much more detailed description of the ins and outs of what is involved in marketing research. Now, the purpose of us having this lecture for marketing research is to connect it to using marketing research for marketing strategy purposes. It's not going to go into all of the nitty-gritty details of how to conduct it, but what it's used for and how to apply it to make strategic decisions and to benefit your marketing strategy. So let's go ahead and jump in. So just to provide a background of what marketing research is, we can look at the AMA definition of marketing research. That is a function that links the consumer, customer, and public to the marketer through some type of information. Now, information is used in several ways, but from a strategic standpoint, what marketing research and the information obtained from marketing research is used for is first to identify and define opportunities and problems, threats, weaknesses. It's also used to generate what type of actions a firm should take regarding their marketing, maybe refine some of the actions that they've taken, and potentially evaluate some of these things that a company might do related to their marketing efforts. And that goes to the next thing is we can use the information to monitor our performance. We can do this over time, and often that's one of the key things that companies have to look at to ensure that, okay, we're meeting our sales quotas, our advertising is working. We can do a lot of things with marketing research to ensure that we're providing the most optimal set of marketing activities to be the most competitive that we can be. And finally, it will help a firm have a better understanding of marketing as an entire process, not just the individual specifics. So information and marketing research, how we obtain that information, is extremely important for the firm. Its role in strategic management is to identify and evaluate those market opportunities, analyze different market segments, and select target markets, which we'll be talking about in future chapters. It also helps us plan and implement our marketing mix. So if you remember the 4 Ps, product, place, price, and promotion, we use marketing research to plan those 4 areas and then implement those 4 areas also. Because if we don't have a strong grasp of what the market conditions are to be able to implement and plan our marketing mix, our company will be in trouble. And the last thing would be that we can use marketing research to analyze firm performance. And as we mentioned in previous lectures, with strategy and with competition, our concern is superior financial performance and to be ahead of our competitors. Now, this provides a general overview of different stages in the research process. We start by defining our research objectives. Then we design how we're going to go about doing that research. And we're going to talk about different ways that we can design our research in the following slides. We would then sample our customers or our consumers or our potential audience and collect that data, then and analyze the data and report that data out to some manager. So Ideally, if you're a marketing manager, you're going to have someone who is conducting the research for you, unless you are the marketing research manager. So typically, like a CEO or even the chief marketing officer would have several people who are conducting research to help them make better strategic decisions and also develop the overall strategic marketing plan. So we have two types of research that we'll talk about: quantitative and qualitative. First is quantitative, and the key aspects of quantitative research are that it's measurable. We are trying to confirm something. We can test hypotheses. You can count this, so any type of number. And typically with quantitative data, we would want a large enough sample size. Often this would be like 100 to 250 participants, if not more. We can also conduct statistical analysis. This can be done in Excel. I have a ton of videos on statistical analysis in Excel, but I also have been doing some of those in R. You can view those on my YouTube channel. And then finally, the point of quantitative research is for us to be able to describe, explain, or justify some preconceived idea that we have about a relationship, or even just about a phenomenon that exists in the world. And this could be very general to just anything out in the world, or we could be very specific to marketing, which is our purposes. So we also have qualitative research, which is common in marketing also. Could be exploratory in nature, or it could be to have a strong, in-depth understanding of a particular topic. It's very subjective though. So it's based off the interpretation of the researcher, and it's very unstructured. So with this, we're also going to have a context dependent. So something that's researched, like say we're doing a very specific niche marketing for food, a qualitative like focus group, it's going to be very specific to, say, like Freshly. It's going to be specific to them. It's not going to be able to generalize to all like meal delivery services. So that's why conducting qualitative research, we may be able to have an in-depth understanding of a particular context, but may not be able to generalize out to other contexts that may be similar as the one we're looking at. We typically also have smaller samples, so these range anywhere from like 5 to even 20 to 25 participants. That's pretty much the average. And then with this type of data, we have textual, visual, or oral data. Oftentimes it's in the form of text. That's become one of the most popular forms of qualitative data because we look at interview transcripts. We may also be able to look at online customer reviews. So there's a lot of different ways that this can be researched. And finally, qualitative research is used for idea generation. So if you don't really have a strong idea, or maybe you're just brainstorming, qualitative research can help you brainstorm, because you can conduct very informal interviews and get those ideas flowing. This can even be in focus groups. So we'll talk a little bit about the different types of research that could be involved here. So with quantitative research designs, we have some 4 that are very common. One that are experiments that I kind of alluded to previously in this lecture, and some that you may be familiar with in science, but they also apply to marketing and marketing strategy. One of the most common ones is A/B testing, and A/B testing can happen in a lot of ways, but we could think about this in the most basic form. Whenever we're looking at 2 different advertisements, there's only very small changes in those advertisements. Say like there's a difference in the font of the advertisement, and we could look to see how that difference in the size of the font may impact consumers' purchase. And that would be a way that we could look at A/B testing. Also, we have surveys, which you're probably familiar with, having taken either at the Rawls College of Business, or you may have taken a survey in the past. Next, we have at grocery stores, we can collect quantitative data just by going through the checkout line. This could also be at other retail locations. This is scanner data, and this is where a retail location is able to scan purchases and connect that back to you as the consumer in some way. For example, United Supermarkets, if you've signed up for their loyalty program, they connect your purchases back to you through your phone number. So that's very common. And then finally, we could have like biometric data, and this is like blood pressure, eye scanning, several different ways that this can come about in quantitative research. In contrast, for qualitative research, we can have these one-on-one interviews. I had mentioned those, and those are very common. They can be informal or formal, structured, semi-structured, unstructured. So lots of different ways that we could go about this interview process. I'm not going to go into the details, but you could go and look that up, like I said, on my YouTube channel for those marketing research videos if you're interested. We could also have focus groups, and focus groups are very common in qualitative research. It helps get a great understanding, especially like if you're trying to get an idea of what different types of products, maybe you're beta testing a new product, they can look at it and give you informal feedback. We also could do observation. You can see the gentleman in the back observing the lady who's looking on the shelves. You could observe them and see how they're browsing through your retail location. And finally, we could do a case study. And what we're looking at in a lot of the through this course is we look at several case studies, and these case studies are very in-depth understanding of one particular company at a particular point in time. We could also have multiple case studies where we look at multiple companies trying to explore the same type of phenomenon. So that is a really quick, down and dirty overview of marketing strategy for marketing research. And what I covered was quite a bit of information, but all of it is really relevant to what you may need for your future jobs. And marketing research is going to help us extensively in this course because we will refer back to the importance of marketing research in most of the chapters that we cover. So this is a foundational aspect of marketing strategy. If you have any questions about marketing research, please feel free to email me at kt.manus@ttu.edu. Thanks. Bye-bye.